Well, after season 3 of Star Trek Picard, what do you follow that up with? Well, Strange New Worlds, season 2, which is no big surprise. The announcement of season 3 was a bit of a surprise of some sort. But season 2 of Strange New Worlds was always in the cards, and I think, I may be completely wrong about this, but I think they shot the footage pretty much back to back for those seasons. As whether one of the things I was very disappointed in Strange New Worlds, which should come as no surprise, as it is a secret hideout project. So far, Picard season 3 is the best they've done, and it was just an adequate space show. So, and it didn't really do what needs to be done to right the ship, as it were, to have any potential for a hope of better Star Trek in the future. Certainly, this iteration of it, which is just so blatantly, just lazily discarded canon, just such an extent that it's just not even approachable. And then the shows were just stupid. And such was the case with Strange New Worlds. There was some amount of improvement here and there, but nowhere near enough. But the stupid things, the stupid plots, the stupidity of the first episode of how those people achieve warp by just looking at the Starship Discovery through a telescope. Oh my God. And poor Captain Pike, who was the main draw. Everybody liked him. He was the one bright spot of STD season 2, you know. And Anson Mount, he's got the gravitas and the ability there to carry his show. He could do it if you'd let him. But, he pouted about knowing his future fate, which, you know, okay, it's understandable, you know. And then in between, he made silly jokes and barbecued. Worked in the kitchen a lot. He's really the cook of the ship. Rarely did much as captain, you know. So, yeah, it was quite the letdown. And then stupid things like ripping off Alien and all that. Yeah, terrible. But looky here. Yes, that's an actual Klingon from the show. I'm not going to play the trailer. I'll link it below in the description. But, well, look at this Klingon here. It's still kind of cheap looking, actually. But still, look. More better of an effort of continuity with how Klingons were depicted, well, since the movies, of course. And then the Enterprise gave a pretty decent explanation as to why they look different in the old show and stuff like that. And there you go. So that's interesting. But, of course, perhaps this is easier to finagle because Star Trek is now once again owned by one solid entity. So, I guess that's the deal under the new contract, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, there's Spock. He's got to get drunk with the Klingons in season 2 because, that's diplomacy. There we go. Klingon ship turning green. There it is, flying around. So, now the outer space stuff still looks pretty good. And that was true of Picard. The rest of Picard was very cheap. That's why they had to keep the lights turned off and that sort of thing. But since this was done back to back, it might look pretty much the same. The aesthetics of Strange New Worlds is far superior to Picard. Because they had more cash on hand. So I'll give them that. And so that might still be the case for season 2. Season 3, that's the question, So anyway, I was like, oh, this lady looks familiar, but from some other show or movie, I guess. I couldn't quite place her. Oh, it's Carol Kane playing Pelia or Pelia? I don't know, but anyway, she's the chief engineer, and she'll be a recurring character for the Enterprise. So before Scotty, you had Pelia or Pelia. Well, anyway, and boy, is she going to set some high standards that Scotty will never achieve, Of course, Dr. Mbenga, he already did it with his daughter, putting her inside the transporter. Remember in Next Generation when they established, wow, Scotty had figured out how to do that. That's amazing. Yeah, people were doing it all along, so no big deal. Of course, well, this is alternate universe Trek. It would have to be. They won't say it, but it would have to be. Oh no, Uhura, what did you do? Oh man. Well, we don't know that that's her fault. She's just like, whoa, somebody had a bad night. So there's a shuttlecraft crashed, and like, oh man, I think it's total. Yeah. So she's got to call the insurance company and everything. And then Captain Kirk returns. Oh, yeah, there you go. What do you mean you didn't recognize him? Only this time it won't be some alternate reality. Well, yeah, it will be an alternate reality. Just not the alternate reality that you saw in the final episode of Season 2. Yeah. So I guess this will actually be their true first meeting of Captain Kirk. And then Khan's great-great-granddaughter is going to get a crush on him and fall in love. And looks like they're going to travel back to the past, and Kirk can't figure out a revolving door. Tee-hee, but she thinks that's cute. Giggle. But then there's the thing. It's like Kirk's going to have an affair, because, you know, it's Kirk's what he does, with the daughter of his greatest enemy. Oh, my God, that's amazing. It's not really his greatest enemy. I mean, sure, it led to Wrath of Khan, which is, by all accounts, and I agree with it, is the absolute best Star Trek film. But there's no arch enemy except the Klingons, more or less. But you know, it's a whole race of people, and all that. So, but that's just how they do things. Everything's got to be connected because they're not confident in themselves to create their own Star Trek show. They got to utilize the classic Star Trek characters because classic Star Trek still dominates the franchise overall, you know, and that's how Bad Robot did, and now Secret Hideout keeps chasing that. So everything's got to be connected some kind of way, and so she can't be her own character, a new character that they create. No, she's got to have something to back her up, and it's Khan. Well, yeah, that's stupid. So, you know, a lot of the artwork they did for promos for Strange New World's initial season looked pretty good. It was rather nice looking and cool and stuff. This, I guess they're going on for that greatest hits of Led Zeppelin thing, where the Zeppelin is flying over the crop circles or whatever. Here it's, I guess this is a planet, but geez, it just doesn't look very good. Not very inspired. But you get the idea. It's the Enterprise exploring a strange new world. See, it's really weird looking, so it's strange. And, well, it's new to them, and they're, you know, exploring it. So, well, there you go. So, I wasn't all that wowed by the trailer, but, you know, I don't expect much from it because the first season wasn't so great. Just too much stupid. It got a few elements more or less okay. You know, it was episodic and that sort of thing. But it's just never going to be its own thing because they won't allow it. They don't know how to do a prequel series. I mean, just look at it. And there's no way that's an actual prequel series. An alternate universe, yeah. But at this point, so much damage has been done. Who would care if they suddenly did something? They could. You could easily weave that in. I mean, the insinuation of Kirk already being cast is that Pike will soon be on his way out. And he's faced with knowing how his life ends, you know. But it would be interesting if he discovers that's not his fate. That's the fate of the real Pike from the actual Star Trek universe, you know. And so that opens the door wide open for different stories for him going forward and all that. But it would have been so much better if they had just cast Anson Mount as some new captain in some new era of Star Trek, you know, and go from there. But when you don't know what you're doing and you don't really have any confidence in yourself to do it, you just have to slap everything on to what greater people did before you and then hide behind identity politics and the like. whenever necessary. There wasn't a whole lot of that there in this, at least not so exploitive within the characters as it was with STD, but it's still just too much stupid stuff, you know. So, and apparently, like, it didn't say anything in this trailer, but you know, the season ended with Cybok apparently showing up, so they're going to revisit that. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, there it is. Strange New Worlds with actual Klingons. I guess that's something.